right. Well, who wants to bring Teak up to speed with what happened? Galahadrin was awake for it this time, so they would be aware of.
He's not supposed to sleep.
Yeah.
We cleaned out, we started working on cleaning out Castle Pontem. Blackbriar?
Yep. Blackbriar. Baron Derek Blackbriar.
A very hot man. Which we all know is very important to me. Showed up, and he was really nice. We had a council meeting that Abel ran. So, if you want to go into that.
Basically the outcome of the meeting was that the House Blackbriar troops were going to go and search the countryside for the insurgents, try and track them down, and then the bishop of Rithmus was going to contact her counterpart where my uncle is and tell them that they need to investigate my uncle for purposely starting a famine and being derelict in his duty. And they're gonna tomorrow go through Castle Pontem, see if they can find any evidence of malfeasance as well. So I need to be away from the castle for a day. So I think the tentative plan was for me to be just out investigating some more, but then we had a surprise confrontation at the end of last session where Baron Blackbriar appeared in my room and pressed me on where I got the shield from, or rather where we got the shield from. And I admitted to him that my uncle had it, and he said that that was very suspicious because the last time he saw the shield, he had just given it to my sister, because they were talking about getting married.
They're in love.
And we will pick up right after he says this, and he sort of stares at you intently, Abel, as he waits for whatever your response is to that.
So, remind me, out of character, this would have been while she was betrothed to somebody
Oh,
else.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. To the son of the Marquis.
Right. So within this world, like culturally, this is like a huge, like this would have been a huge faux pas.
It would have. It would have meant breaking off an engagement with the Marquis in order to start another sort of engagement.
Yeah.
Not like hugely scandalous. Not like
I mean, it would have meant that our house was less in with the Marquis, which I guess they
It
ended up being anyway.
yes, it would have reduced that, but then also like the Baron is also a noble. Like she's not married. She's honestly marrying closer to her status by marrying a Baron than marrying a Marquis. It was definitely like a huge come up for your uncle if he could get his niece to marry into his lord's family.
Right. Um. So I'm just gonna. Abel's staring at him, just in shock, and just gonna be. He's gonna say, "I'm gonna need you to start at the beginning. How did that happen?"
Your sister and I were close at the at the academy. When we graduated, we were both thrust into war, and on the battlefield we grew to admire each other. At the battle at Castle Seabreeze, it was both of us against the Marquis. She saved my life. I would not have been able to kill the Marquis without her. I believed that she deserved the accolades from that, at the very least the shield. I have no aptitude for those relics, for that relic in particular. I tried to argue that it should go to her. The Marquis vetoed that, as he didn't want it to look like he was giving favoritism to a future in-law. Instead, wanted me to have both of them to build up a new house, to build up this new occupied Colmar and growth of Bosmar. I did not feel that was appropriate. I offered it to your sister, and with my noble rank, it became possible for me to actually offer her a competing marriage proposal to the Marquis's son. It was something that your parents were interested in hearing, but had not yet agreed to. Uh, they left, and I was hopeful, but we will never know what will come of it. He just kind of looks sad and wistful.
Who else knows about this?
Some of my men. No one else. Everyone from your family who knew of it's dead. Except for potentially your uncle.
I don't know what to say.
Does it feel to you like something your uncle is capable of?
Well, considering that he was conveniently away from Castle Pontem when this attack happened, I'm starting to have my suspicions.
Personally, your uncle is a snake, and I've been trying to confirm my suspicions for years. And it would seem like you might have a piece of evidence to finally lay claims against him.
You mean the shield?
I mean the shield. If I gave it to your sister, and he was in possession of it after her death, that's a pretty clear chain of evidence.
So out of character, do I know the order of events of like who discovered the carriage and the bodies?
Uh, it was just soldiers just doing a patrol just down
Okay.
the road and just found uh your parents dead, your sister and the guard for the carriage missing.
Hmm. I think we can both agree that my uncle is a snake, but I'm having trouble seeing what he has to gain from this. Like, he couldn't claim the shield openly. That's why he was willing to trade it away so shamefully. Um, but if you had given her the shield, then it would still be within his purview. And a marriage alliance, even with, you know, not with the Marquis house, is still a marriage alliance. I just trying to figure out what his angle could possibly be.
Potentially jealousy over your father not wanting to lose the goodwill of the Marquis by breaking off a marriage to his son, not wanting to see my house rise by taking some of the shining rising stars of your house with me.
Mm.
I don't pretend to know the mind of a politician.
Hmm.
I don't pretend to know the mind of a man who can sense there's imminent danger to his house and leaves alone and leaves his wife and children behind. That's what I assume happened here.
That is what the evidence points to. Hmm. It's just. But why let it happen? Right? Like, okay, so let's put ourselves in his shoes, right? So, supposing he found out for some reason, somehow, doesn't matter how, about this marriage proposal and you giving the shield to my sister. Why would he then, like, what does he stand to gain from killing them? Like, he saves a little bit of face, sure. Um, but I feel like he loses more than he gains by doing that. Same thing with abandoning Castle Pontem. And like even if he thought that the castle was not defensible, which we don't know if he did or not, then I would think he would at least have he. There's no reason for him not to evacuate his family. He doesn't stand to gain anything from it. In fact, it's quite an embarrassment to him.
Or shrugs. Is like, I do know that prior to the attack, he was looking for a way to procure better weapons to arm his guards to defend against something. I believe he knew that some sort of repercussions were on their way. Maybe he feels like if he took his family as well, then it would have made him seem aware of the troubles in the kingdom. He's been playing a treacherous game.
Hmm.
I have been working with uh, Bishop Alenthe and the other Parisian members of the Parisian Church to try and prove that your uncle has been collecting more than the typical amount of crops for attacks, and instead of providing the bounty to the citizens, shipping it off to be used in the front lines to feed the armies and extend the push that we have been doing. The bishop has been trying to find evidence as this has been happening, but every town she gets to suddenly has a larger shipment than previous reports, with food going to the villagers for a short time, but I hear from my own sources that as soon as she leaves to the next one, it dries up. Your uncle and his men have been very meticulous in keeping any evidence of their food movement schemes hidden from the church.
That's very impressive logistically.
I don't believe he can continue it for more than he already has. He's been doing it for at least a year and a half. I definitely don't think he would have been able to do it if your father was alive. He was the one who handled most of that before his passing. And
So,
if he leaves and saves his family, that could be an admission of guilt. I believe that your uncle is a man who is doing his best to flee from the inevitable collapse of this game that he's playing.
hmm, we're gonna need more than just the shield. Let's hope the bishop's investigations turn up something. It seems clear that whoever is doing this has a very competent spy network.
Hmm. I think it is more likely that what he is doing benefits the Marquis's house and the Prince's faction in supporting this war beyond what the country would usually be able to put into the effort. I mean, not only for the getting more food than they would normally do by overtaxing the farmers in Colmar, but in sparking a famine, it has caused many to seek refuge in farms in Bosmar itself, freeing up more of the native populace for the army. And for what I can tell, it's been very beneficial for the front lines, this arrangement. I'm not sure if there would be much pushback if it did come to light. This whole thing has kind of soured my opinion of the system,
I
just as
see.
I was made part of it. Sort of laughs, takes a drink, his flask is empty, he sighs.
Um, Here, have some of my. Wait, we're in the barracks. We're not in the castle, are
You're in
we?
the church.
We're in the
Yeah.
church, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything to offer him for a drink.
That's if you carry your own personal supply, you could, but that's up to you.
I probably do.
Yeah.
I'll pull out a bottle out of my pack and just be like, invite him to sit so we can talk some more.
Yeah. Thank you. If you do you trust your companions?
With my life.
I should leave you to discuss this with them then, but I do need to ask. What do you want to do if this is true, Abel?
If it is true, if the famine accusations are true, then he has failed in his duty, his oaths, to look after his people, regardless of whether they are Basmari or Kolmari. Basmarin or Kolmarin. I don't know if we remember. I remember.
It's Anne Ran. Yeah.
Basmarin or Kolmarin. Abandoning his family or outright having them assassinated. That also has to be breaking an oath somewhere, I feel like.
Mm.
If we can find any kind of conclusive evidence of his involvement, then he would need to be removed for the good of everyone.
Good. Good, good. I think we are in agreement, at least for that. He sort of looks at you again. He's like, I'm so sorry, Abel. I can't help but feel like if I hadn't tried to give your sister that shield, then she might still be alive today, but
We don't.
I will do
Do you know
what I
something that
can
I
to make
don't?
up for it. About what? Sort
didn't
of looks at you a bit drunk and stuff, and just like, huh?
They didn't find my sister's body.
Sort of pauses a bit, looks at you.
Was that public knowledge? I'm
That was public knowledge. He sort
Okay.
of looks at you and is like, I did.
What? Where?
Where it fell.
And that
Took
was
it. I took it to my aunt. She wasn't able to save her. I did what I could.
where did you find her? Was she
Between your parents, in front of them. I assume died defending them.
Did you get there before or after the guards found them?
Oh, before the army found them. But after everything was far too over, there was no one else there. It was just the three of them dead.
And the shield was already missing.
The shield was already missing.
Where is she now?
Make an insight check. So it looks at you just like a little, this tear runs down his face and it's like, out of reach of both of us. Thank you for the drink. And he leaves. And you get the sense he's going to go off and cry somewhere.
Okay. I still haven't seen
You
the
want
body.
to stop him before he leaves?
What happened to her body?
There wasn't anything my aunt could do. I took her to Avency, and she's there.
So, out of character, just to confirm. So this basically means she's a zombie somewhere?
I
I guess I
think
can...
that is a reasonable conclusion to draw.
Why didn't you tell anyone?
So, two things there. So
Yeah.
before you say that,
Okay.
resurrection is taboo.
Okay. Yeah.
So would you still say that?
So,
He's being coy about it. He's like his aunt, who's a priest, couldn't do anything, so he took her to Avency and then just like left it unspoken after that.
so she's some kind of... There might be a revenant somewhere. Like, not just a zombie. Uh, I'm trying to think. I guess in light of that, I probably wouldn't say that. I just let him go.
Right.
Let it be unspoken.
Right? And he goes off back to the barracks where his men are. Takes your bottle with him completely.
Okay. I'll get another one.
It's
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. We'll get another one. Um. So, based on my in-character knowledge, how hard would it be if I went to Avency to track down her body and what happened to it?
Uh, Avency is a city where probably half the population are zombies, and it is before the fall. It was like Rome during the height of the Empire, so
Right.
like probably a million people pushing.
Um, I meant like, would there be records?
Oh, you have no context.
No context? Okay. Um, it's one more reason to go to Avency.
We've got several now. Says the ghost of Alina in the corner.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna tell everybody else about this over breakfast.
Over
In
A
breakfast.
somewhere.
bummer
Okay.
breakfast. Thank you for bummer eggs.
Okay. So yeah, you go to sleep. I'm not sure how well you sleep, but you get a long rest. The morning you guys wake up, just all in the church. There's an inn in town. You could probably have like your own little private eating room in the church. Like they'll give that to you. The
Yeah.
bishop's not there, so
I'm pretty sure we've done that.
yeah,
We've hung out at like an inn past time before.
yeah.
Uh,
This is your
yeah,
town. Like
yeah, yeah.
you can have a private room
I'll
wherever
have
you want.
yeah,
And well, please.
yeah. Um, so yeah, I will invite everybody to breakfast and just be like, so I had a chat with Baron Blackbriar last night.
Oh yeah, he was being weird.
Um,
Amaro volunteers. Never mind. Sorry, ruin your main character moment.
no, no, it's fine. He was being weird. You're right. Um, I think you might have helped him resolve to do something, I guess, because he came and talked to me. Um, and well, fun fact, you know how my sister has been missing, Eilina?
Yeah,
Well, he knows where she is,
that's great news. Where is she?
Avency.
Wow,
Okay,
great.
before
That
I
means we
before
can find her.
Does that mean
Uh, I think so, yes.
oh if I
perhaps I'm missing something. Is Avency not
the city of the dead?
effectively half risen?
That's correct.
Oh, Fable.
Is that something you want to hunt down?
I mean, it could answer some questions.
Well, let's go.
Hmm?
We can eat on the road.
Why did you put my character on the...
To give a reference for like where Pontem is,
Oh, okay.
just relatively speaking. I don't
Um,
have like a token just for the party, so
Gotta commission another one from Tika.
I could find a generic like flag or something. Like
Yeah,
that's,
but would it be the party?
I mean, it'd be a clear indication of where you guys are. That's
yeah. Um, so we want to go to Avency because we want to find DeLuca. We want to find my sister. I feel like we had other things we wanted to find as well.
Yeah, there's a Silverwind is there. The weapon, the relic. There's answers about the Knights Eternal there.
I believe Avency would be our next move.
We must have closure.
It'd be nice to go to a new kingdom.
All right. I guess I have to make sure that things are well in hand here. That somebody's
to
running the
see.
place.
Check to see how long the bishops will take in their investigation. If we must wait for a few more days until that concludes, then we can.
Yeah, I guess because I'm in charge here right now.
Yep.
And I don't really have anybody to delegate to.
It would also, just for your reference, it would take about a week each way to get to and from Avency.
Yeah.
And in addition to your responsibilities and stuff, a appointed, or at least somebody who has sworn an oath to the royal family, leaving the country without permission, probably be sticky. There's a lot of gray area Vitalina's operating in right now, where she got some tacit approval to do stuff, but
Okay.
yeah.
Can she wear a mustache
So we need to
so they
get
don't know it's her?
we need to report back to the royal family.
I believe that the sort of like social assumption, and even it's not a matter of like wearing a mustache, Parth. It is a matter of she's supposed to be a vassal for the royal family now. She was told to go and help the Whitewaters. Great. But then she still needs to go and take like the full oath and then get her official orders from the crown in order to have that position.
This is still helping the Whitewaters, right?
If you guys want to try and make that argument, you certainly
I think
can.
so.
I mean, there's a white water right there. We're helping.
Yeah, it has to do with preservation of the family.
I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you the
saying.
context around
Listen.
your decision making.
I think we get enough opportunities to roll, and we can make anything work.
Yeah.
These are rare cute. I mean, that's gonna be a lot of travel if we have to go all the way back to the capital.
It's not even all the way, is it? Where is it?
Is there any way to get, like, what would be the procedure to go get official permission?
The capital is way up here.
Oh, yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah, fuck that.
And Avency is like, here. Getting official permission would be going back to the royal family, specifically the princess, and talking with her.
Yeah.
Does the princess like us? Wait, didn't she like buy cocaine off of you when you were in high school, college?
Yes, but we're politely ignoring that.
Okay.
How
I
politely?
mean, but like, she'd be chill, right? You could send her a note.
Well, we should still, um, if there was some way that we could have a reason, like, double dip, you know? Um, so my uncle won't come back as long as Blackbriar is here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I can leave until either he comes, like, somebody else comes to take over.
Make a history check just for like protocol and stuff.
Yeah. This was never supposed to be my problem.
Yeah, this is never supposed to be your problem. Alina, go ahead and make a history thing as well. You're the only other one
Who might
who could
know?
possibly know.
Hmm.
Where's my button?
Y'all both jocks. Well, kind of.
What's up?
She's a jock, you're a stoner. Neither
Yeah.
of you were paying attention.
Dog lady back to roll.
Um,
Her daughter, does her daughter have a claim to the? I mean, not claim to it, but like. Does that make sense?
does whose
For
daughter have what?
Your like cousin or whatever who got turned into.
Oh, we said they were dead.
Yeah, we're treating them as dead. They would be the heir if they were here. I guess. Is there a regency system?
in Avency. Haha, drumroll.
Yeah,
For what? For your uncle? For the house?
for the house. I mean, there's not very many of us left.
The staff was killed. If you wanted to appoint your cousin-in-law, who's in real shaky grounds, you could, because I mean, she was officially married. She's still technically part of the family. It's just, a tenuous connection now with the husband killed and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
I need a steward.
Yeah.
Or for this not to be my problem. Somebody else get promoted. Can we hurry up and coup my uncle so we can put somebody else in his place? So I can go
I mean,
adventuring.
if your uncle gets queued, then you are next in line. So it would be the opposite.
Then
Unless
yes, that would be the opposite of what we're going for.
I say we
yes.
do it.
I mean, just speed running, like.
I will say, while you guys are having this conversation, uh, a it's about like probably 9 a.m. at this point. A messenger from Blackbriar's forces is going to sort of like knock on your door. Is yes, Sir Whitewater.
Yes, what is it?
Yes, Lord Blackwood wanted me to inform you that the horses are ready, sir.
Very good, thank you. I'll be along shortly. Did I order? I think to myself, did I order horses last session?
You did not.
Okay.
Oh, I did.
You also did not.
Well, I said I was gonna go with the people.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I think we should go and see Lord Blackbriar and discuss this with him. So I guess I will, once we're done with our bummer breakfast burritos.
All right. So yeah, you all head to the barracks, and Lord Whitewater has 4 houses or 4 horses prepared for you, as well as one for himself. He's like, Abel. Decided after I woke up and sort of sobered up a bit, I'm going to head to Gold Cliff immediately. You have provided all the confirmation I need. Are you and yours going to come along?
Which way is Goldcliff?
North.
So
North.
he wants to go and confront my uncle right now, is what he's saying.
That is what he is heavily implying.
Yes, I think we need to have some words with my uncle.
Good. And he's all the horses are like loaded up for you guys. It'll take about 2 days on horse to get there.
Okay. So I guess we're leaving the Baroness in charge. Baroness Franck, right? What's her name?
You certainly can. She is a vassal of your overall house. Yeah.
Okay. I guess I will inform her that she's in charge.
Oh, If you need to go report to your uncle in person, that's fine by me. I can keep things going around here. You've solved the majority of the issues. Good travels.
Yes. We'll be back as soon as we can. We'll
Very good.
send word back about what the plan is from here.
Very good.
Okay. Well, that solves that then. Let's go.
All right. Yeah, you guys take off. Is there, as you ride and stop for the night and such, are there any conversations that you guys would like to have?
Galahadron chats with the horses.
Run, 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 run. I don't know what horses think. They're busy. They're working.
Oh, then you don't know horses. Their mind
I
is
do
not
not.
on their work. They are not mindful creatures.
I mean, the only other thing I can think of is they're just like murder monsters that just want to. Like, I don't know how to mentally model a horse.
That's a little closer, I think.
All right.
It's maybe half a horse.
Okay. Yeah, the horses chat with you whenever they have free mental thought to spare from, the riding.
Horse thoughts.
Horse thoughts, apples and such.
I was gonna ask about Blackbriar, actually. If they know Blackbriar.
Kinda. They basically tell you that they're actually one of the few places that didn't get completely murdered and stuff was the stables. These are Pontem horses.
Oh. Oh, then I ask him about Pontim life.
No, it's fine. There's a river.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The river's nice.
Yeah, river's nice.
Abel, these horses loved they love Pontim.
Lady Meredith would take us out and hunt sometimes. We'd run along with her dogs. We're faster than the dogs.
They're faster than the dogs.
Yeah, those dogs are slow as shit.
Oh, you should. Oh, haha! Those are fighting words. I'm not translating that.
Yeah, well, the dogs are dead now. We heard that. Fucking dogs. Think too fast.
Yeah.
Pieces of shit.
Just barking all the time. Get to sleep in a small house. Idiots. Should have been a horse.
Yeah.
You said you didn't know the inside of a horse's brain.
Yeah, you
I
did
found
You got
it.
it really fast.
It is. I got in there. I dug around.
You found your inner horse, and I'm proud of you for it.
I found the personality of someone that just shits wherever they're standing.
They run on their fingers.
All right, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically the majority of them just shit talking every other thing they know.
Nice.
Any other conversations?
Not yet.
No. All right.
Not until everything goes to hell.
So for Galahadron and the horses, the rest of the party is silent.
How long? So, how far by horse is Pontem to Goldcliff?
About 2 days ride.
Okay. Because we got there by Griffin in how long?
In a day. And these are riding horses as opposed to like a carriage horse. So you guys are going a lot faster. Like Marrow is able to just keep up by running alongside everyone.
Yeah. No, I was debating on if it would be pertinent to ask if Griffin would take me to the capital, so I could ask permission while all this is going down.
From Goldcliff? Like take it,
Yes.
like Griffin take you from.
Yeah,
You
I'm
could
doing this math
certainly
in my brain.
you could certainly ask for that. It'd probably be like probably a 2-day trip on Griffin to the capital. From Goldcliff to the capital would probably be 2 days. You can certainly ask once you get there.
Yeah, I'd bring that up to Abel, and frankly, to
Yep.
Phelan as well.
That's a good plan.
That way, whatever happens, I would like to be here to support you with your uncle. But if we need to get to Avency quicker, I think it is important that I go and ask permission first.
If that's what you need to do, we'll be able to handle it till you get back.
I don't want to leave you during this time, Abel. That I don't know. It feels
Well, I don't think that the discussions with my uncle will take very long. So I think you could definitely stay for that, and then once that's resolved, we'll head to the capital.
okay. Boy, howdy.
Any other conversations before we sort of reach just outside Goldcliff?
I'm gonna ask Blackbriar, Derek, what his what exactly his plan is.
I am going to inform the Marquis, or whoever his representative is, which I believe is his son, Lucius VI. I am going to inform him that there is strong suspicion that your uncle murdered his brother, his sister-in-law, and his niece. I am going to present your ownership of the shield and that you were given it by your uncle as evidence towards this. And I am going to think on it a bit after that happens, depending upon the response.
Okay.
You want to make an insight check on him?
Yeah, we probably should.
Anyone who observed the conversation certainly can. Oh, all right. Abel, you get the sense that he has been working towards this for a while, finally season in, and is not going to let this carry on any longer. Like, he is just full YOLOing it. He's got enough, he will figure it out from there.
Okay. Well, we'll do what we can to support him.
All right. Any other discussions? You guys will be within sight of Goldcliff at dusk, and I think Blackbriar would look to you all and say, do we want to ride the few more hours to the castle proper, or do we want to camp here and arrive at morning?
I think it's more polite to arrive in the morning, but it also depends on your thought, both of you.
It is certainly more polite, but are we currently angling for polite?
That is also very true.
Yeah, what if we want to be rude?
Abel, this is your show.
Blackbriar looks at you, Abel, as well.
I don't think we should give him any more time than he has already had to prepare. We don't know. Like I told you before, it seems like he has quite an effective spy network. If he suspects that we're coming to confront him, he may slither away.
All
So
right.
I say we
We
ride
ride on.
Yep.
Yep. He sort of kicks his horse. You guys cover the.
The horse says not to kick him. The horse, hey, Sir Blackbriar, the horse says not to kick him.
Can you ask him to go faster without me kicking him?
Yeah.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
He'd like you to go faster.
Fuck him.
Damn.
Fuck that guy, dude.
Yeah. What did he say?
He said maybe.
Kicks him.
I'm not lying. I mean, there's a lot of like I can't neigh at you. I could repeat it exactly, right? But the sentiment's complicated.
Maybe it's not good enough, horse. Do your job. Kick.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys get there around like 8 in the evening. Blackbriar goes up to the guards and it's like, please call whoever is currently the master of the house as well as Castellan Whitewater. We need to meet with them immediately. They're like, oh, okay. I believe they just finished dinner and we're heading to bed, but if this is emergency, we can call them. Good. Who is at the house of House Velicamp? It's like, Lord Lucius VI. Good, which is the son, the scion. Or no, it's the fourth. Sorry, Lucius the Fourth, which is the son.
2 generations have passed. It was a
I
weird
forgot. Yeah,
time temporal thing.
it's
no.
one of those things. I know there's an I and a V, and I forgot what order I put them in. So, the country has not been around long enough to have a sixth. So you guys ride into or are led to a war room of sorts. There, let me activate so you guys can all start loading it. And I will drag your tokens to sort of where you guys are. Okay. Is dirt materialized?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you guys are in this sort of a war room thing. Lord Velicanth is there, along with the house surrogate, Sir Sungust, and Whitewater. Lord Whitewater's there as well. He's like, "What's the meaning of this, Blackbriar? What are you doing here?" Abel, what are you doing here? You should be back in Ponten. I did not give you permission to leave.
It's in good hands. We have some questions for you, though.
Lucius or steps forward and is like, "Yes, no, I'm quite curious of this. How was I got a report from Pontem. Everyone was slain, and there were monsters there as well. I was quite concerned. My condolences to you, Abel, for the loss of your family. What all happened?" And Blackbriar's going to step forward and is like, "What happened were the sins of Lord Monty Whitewater coming to find him and instead only finding his family." And he sort of lays out sort of the evidence he has for the various food embezzlement stuff, which is not different from what he told you. Is there anything that you guys haven't told him that you can think of that would add to any of this, or?
I would like to lay out my report about the pinch whistle stuff.
Okay, so are you also doing
I mean, yeah,
telling him about the shield?
we're definitely accusing him of murder, yeah.
Okay.
So laying out the timeline of like basically that Blackbriar, yeah,
Blackbriar would call you forward to like talk about the shield and the pinch whistle
yeah,
stuff.
I'll testify to that.
For the crux of the matter, what exactly are you telling Lord Velicanth? Or Sir Velicanth, rather.
I mean, the truth that he
Agreed.
gave the shield to me to trade for weapons in secret.
And he'd sort of look
I'm
around.
backing up that one.
He's like, well, it's very dishonorable behavior for the misuse of a relic to buy weapons, but that's not necessarily treasonous behavior. Why would that? And Blackbriar would cut in. It's like, because I gave that shield to Sir Whitewater. Oh shit! What's
Isabella.
your sister? To Isabella Whitewater. She was the last one. She had it before she died. And Velicanth is gonna just stare at him. It's just like, why? Why did you do that? It was part of our engagement discussions. Oh yeah, you guys can move around how you want.
Yeah, because Alina would absolutely, with everyone being at this door, and there's another door on the other side. Oh, well,
Yep.
there's many doors, but the quickest door.
All right. Sir Velicanth would like listen to this, just a shocked look on his face. Look at Blackbriar and look to you, Abel, and it's like, Abel, is this true? Did your uncle kill your sister?
I believe that there is strong evidence for it. Yes.
This is absurd. This is Lord Blackbriar has been vying to kill me for all this time. He is jealous of my position and prestige, and he is trying to usurp my house. First, he tried to do it by stealing my niece away from your lawful engagement, Lord Velicanth, and now he is trying to sully my name in this court of opinion. I will not stand for it. And Abel, how dare you? How dare you support these ludicrous accusations? I never had that shield. You have sworn that you got that from the royal family.
Wait a second.
I
Why are
gave it,
you?
I gave it to the royal family to protect it from you. I thought that you were just be acting low and dishonorable. I didn't think that you were treasonous.
It's absurd. I cannot believe that you would do that after all that I have done for you.
I can attest that the royal, as the representative, the royal family did not have the shield before this. It came from your possession, from your bag.
Sir Velikamp just looks at you, looks at everyone else, and says, is this all true? You all corroborate this story? Looks at like Phelan and Galhadron.
Hudron's looking intensely at the shield.
I mean, you're carrying it.
I know. He's looking at it. Like he's holding it up in front of his face like he's scrutinizing a piece of evidence, okay? Everyone else is talking to each other. Galahadron is looking at the shield, okay?
Okay.
100% attention.
Anytime they look at me, I defer straight directly to Abel. This is not my dog.
All right. Abel, go ahead and make a persuasion with advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't even need to roll advantage.
No, you don't. Velikamp just looks at you and just you can look this like his heart is sort of breaking as he looks at you, but he trusts you and he like closes his eyes, nods, and is like, draws his sword.
Uncle?
Is he gonna-
Castellan Monty Whitewater, I challenge you to a duel.
Hey.
The time is here and now. And Whitewater's like, this is absurd. This is ridiculous. I will not stand. I challenge you. He looks and is like, looks at you, Abel.
Again. Not this again.
This should be good.
Cover your ears.
Is this where I jump in and say I'll second for Velicanth?
Lord Whitewater is gonna go. I accept your duel. The terms are to the death, and I nominate Abel Whitewater as my second, as one of the only surviving member of my house. Velikamp stops, pales. He had drawn his sword, and his sword started crackling with lightning.
Whoa.
This man is a spellblade.
Yes,
Whoa.
lovely.
I'm pretty sure, Abel, that you saw him and your sister duel a lot. I don't think you could ever beat your sister. I don't think your sister ever won a duel against him.
Okay. Well, if I'm his... Alright, so what's the protocol here?
The protocol is
Try not
if you
to
fight
die.
this duel, you were your uncle has been challenged.
Right, it's to the death.
He has named you as his second.
Right.
You would fight to the death. If you lose and die, your uncle is also dead.
Well,
If you win and kill Velikanth, then Velikanth is dead and your uncle can just carry about.
yeah, but can he just order me to be his second? Like,
You are a member of his house. You have fealty to him. If you turn it down, that is resigning your nobility. You are no longer a part of his house.
But if he dies anyway, then it's fine. And we can just say, nobody knows it happened.
What are the rules of naming a second? Can he name somebody else? Can
Probably
it just
not.
go on down the list?
No.
Um,
No.
What if we just take this to the summer court for arbitration? It seems
no.
more simple to just let my mother decide what to do.
So,
This is also why I was so quick when Galahadrian challenged him to a duel.
right.
Because I've been thinking of this thing for a
long
while.
time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had this moment planned and it just dovetailed into it.
Yeah, which is what we in the business call unintended foreshadowing.
Right. So, is there like a formal way to resign your commission, as it were?
You can just refuse, and
it's automatic.
And your uncle could just it's kind of automatic. Your uncle would
Okay.
have to say, then you are no longer a part of my, like, all that stuff, but
Okay.
there'd be no recourse for anybody outside of.
Okay, I think that's what has to happen then. So I will say,
Or
Or
no. Let's,
listen,
if Meryl wants,
if the man's dead at the end of it, I mean, really, who does it matter who killed him?
I'm gonna say, Castellan Whitewater, I can no longer support your treasonous actions. I will not be your second.
he just like didn't comprehend you would do this. Just he thought he had you checkmated.
It did work the first time.
It did.
Then you are no longer a part of my house. I revoke from you all of your privileges of birth. You are no more than a commoner. And he sort of looks towards his knights. Kill him.
Sorry, Lena,
and
I'd like to join your retinue, please.
Before they can do that, Velikanth, just your uncle dies. He slashes out. There is a flash of lightning. It streaks through your uncle and hits the back wall, and your uncle just falls over dead.
If it goes through him, does it hit this guy too?
It grazes past him. They hadn't even started to move. They were watching the stuff like, what the fuck is going on? And then their lord is dead, killed by like the lord of their lord. Like, and they're just like, nope.
This is above our pay grade.
So,
Way above.
I mean, it takes one step forward.
Yeah, they
that.
take the swords not even out of their sheaths, just take them off their belts and put them on the ground and just raise their hands. It's like, nope.
So nobody saw that. Nothing happened here.
Ah, my boy, you should have waited for me to commence the match. This is poor manners, but think that everybody here can be in agreement that that was a official duel, and that the winner is Lucius Bellicamp IV.
Agreed.
Disagreement? She sort of looks around and none of the guards, even Whitewaters, or protest.
Gotta be funny to raise my hand right now.
So does that mean that my cousin-in-law is the last Whitewater standing?
Well, she's not officially part of the family, so
So House Whitewater is just
make
done.
make a history check.
Can I also make a history
You
check?
may also.
Yay!
Yeah, you both. There's no remaining, legal members unless some shenanigans are pulled off.
Sir
Welcome to the
Bellicamp.
top of the food chain, Jack.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm at the bottom. I'm no longer a noble.
Oh yeah.
Sir Bellicamp.
Yes,
I have
yes,
a
Sir
question
Katala.
for you.
Can it
Would you
wait?
say? No, this is actually very important for this particular moment, and forgive me if I'm wrong. You are the power here.
I am. Because my
Um,
fathers are away. Yes.
the last words that this man stated before the duel commenced. I would like to put forth as a representative of the royal family. He seemed to be under complete duress. I don't think that he was in his right mind when he.
Oh, you don't need to do that.
Let's make
I
you
don't think.
a Whitewater. The only Whitewater, the last
Well,
Whitewater.
so out of character, like it does provide a neat explanation why I can just kind of go like wandering around with all of you guys doing the Knights Eternal stuff.
But your
Like all of my
house.
responsibilities have just evaporated. I am a free agent.
Literally.
Yeah.
Well, if
Evaporated.
you don't want me to do it, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I think if it was the end of the campaign, then sure. But at this juncture in the campaign, no. We'll let uh the Marquis here figure out who he wants to promote to be Castellan.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So yeah, the Sir Velicamphor would just look at you and it's like, I will not twist the truth. He said what he said. I am sorry, Abel. There is nothing that I am able to do about that.
I understand.
Yes.
Sir Katala, would you have space in your retinue for a disgraced noble?
I wouldn't use the word disgraced, but there's always room for you, Abel.
Well, I think my job prospects then are taken care of, my lords. And he'll give a deep bow, like what a commoner would give to nobles.
I cannot wait to lord this over Elliman at our next tea.
Oh man, he's gonna be so upset.
And Sir Velicamp would be like, Blackbriar, we need to speak immediately, alone. The rest of you are dismissed.
Cool, we're dismissed.
Bow whoop.
Away we go. Alright, well, that's my character's arc neatly wrapped up. So
How does it feel to be a free man?
um,
Significantly poorer, but a free man.
I mean, we've just got more problems to solve.
I mean, you could
Ain't
always
that the
start.
way of it?
You could always start selling drugs again. I won't notice.
You know,
I will,
I
but
could
I'll
be
be
some-
down with it.
I could be some kind of drug lord, perhaps.
A
That's neither here
castellan
nor
of
there.
drugs in your own
Yeah.
right.
I think we'd best save the realm before we think of ways to corrupt it.
I need to speak to Lucius in the morning.
All right. So you guys head to bed. You get up in the morning. Any other conversations we want to have before going to bed or early in the morning before
Galahadrin
Alina?
doesn't go to bed, right?
Galahadrin trances.
Great.
Is there anything Galahadrin wants to do instead of going to bed?
No, I just want to make sure that I don't go to bed.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I don't want to be sleepy.
All right. Yeah.
What a
All right.
curse of mortality to be sleepy.
What a curse.
I think we're all very excited to get to new territory.
So yeah, Alina. Yeah. Sir Velikanth would make himself available to you when you ask.
Yeah.
Yes, Sir Katala. What can I do for you?
I hate to trouble you once more, Sir Velikanth, but there is business that takes me and my retinue out of the kingdom. I wish I could tell you more, but at this moment I cannot. However, I am not fully Her Royal Highness's knight, and therefore I need permission. I was hoping you would do me the favor of letting me borrow your griffins again.
To go to Norest?
Yes. If that is not too much trouble.
That can be done.
I
I owe
appreciate
you a thanks for helping bring the murder of my fiancée to justice. Although, was she actually my fiancée at the time? He is drinking with his breakfast. Wine.
Happens to the best of us.
No.
Alina's soft. She'd take a half step forward and she goes, "This might be overstepping my bounds, sir, but I'm very sorry for your loss. And if there is anything you need, you just need only to ask."
You could call Abel for me.
Absolutely.
Oh, be right back.
Yeah, a feast is definitely not going to solve this.
No, unfortunately not. I guess I want to go. I know he's not here, but I'll go find Abel. Abel, what you doing?
Well, this is Abel's first morning of the rest of his life. You know, I mean, I work for you now, so
That's wild.
that is
And
quite the reversal in so short a time.
you know, maybe I should have gone to the on the leader track. I don't know how any of this works.
I'll be more than happy to be of assistance.
So you're my Chamberlain. Is that what this is? And
I,
she laughs.
I suppose.
No. No. I wasn't expecting, quite frankly, any of this. But the fact that I now have a retinue sounds bad. Not bad, but
Everybody gets a turn to have a retinue.
I mean,
Yeah,
when I graduated, I thought I was, I thought I was headed for the front line. Thank God I studied. Thank God I rolled 2 natural 20s on my.
yeah. Um, and now I can go to summer.
We can go to summer. Well, I need permission. Now I'm the
Yes.
one who's stuck with all these obligations.
That's right.
What a role reversal.
Well, it's you know what they say. It's great power comes with great responsibility. That's kind of how this works.
Truly, I just hope the princess accepts the proposition I have. Because I laid it out for her last time I was there, but I'm not a knight yet. So,
Yeah.
well, I'm not a royal knight yet. So,
Yeah. Well, I guess I have less reason to go to Avency now, other than, the looking for answers, but
well, I mean, that's equally important.
like parents are dead, uncle's dead, cousins are dead. It's
Hey,
cousins
you know,
are
we talked
dead.
about it. Dead. We talked about it a long time ago. It is incredibly wild that both of our entire families are, well, not yours at the time.
Sorry about that. My grammar
Dead
got
parents,
lost.
missing sibling, but now you're. This is.
Okay. So what was the last thing I said before I left?
Oh,
Uh,
Abel and Alina have just been chatting.
yeah,
I
you,
assume.
you you sent Eilina to go get Abel.
Okay. So Lord Vellicamp, once you arrive, like, uh, good morning, Abel. How are you holding up?
Good morning, my lord. I'm taking it one step at a time.
Lord Blackbriar is currently in the dungeons.
In the dungeons.
In the dungeons.
What?
He admitted to me that he knew that your uncle had slain your sister, not only because of the evidence that was presented, including the shield, but that he heard it from her corpse.
I see.
Ah.
Heard
I
it?
regret to be the one to tell you this, Abel, but your Lord Blackbriar has committed a grave heresy, and I plan to bring him to trial by the Church of Rithmus. And per his own testimony, your sister now serves as a knight of the Regent Lord.
Excuse me. She what?
Uh,
We're not there, but what does that mean?
You're there. Alina's there.
Oh, I'm here. Can I make a history check?
Yeah.
It means she's dead.
There are stories that the Regent Lord, who has, by all accounts, is human but has been alive since shortly after the fall of the Empire and rules over a necromantic city, is not fully mortal himself, and that in addition to the zombies and necromancers and such that he follows, that he also has a cadre of undead knights who it is all like the darker rumors that you hear told in taverns as opposed to things that the nobles talk about and confirm to themselves and such.
um, um,
This is what he has said,
yeah.
at least. I don't know if it's true. I hope it's not. I hope that she is resting peacefully in heaven and has not been dragged against divine will back to this world, but I felt like you needed to know.
Yes. I would like to go in and find out for sure. I far be it from me to justify heresy. Um,
Good opener.
definitely a good opener. Um, but I would hope that Lord Blackbriar is shown mercy, given that I believe he must have done what he did out of grief and love.
Well, another man's fiance. But yes, I can see where you're coming from.
And I think we can all agree that the man ultimately responsible for all of this has already been executed.
A small solace once all is said and done. Travel safe. I will have griffins ready for you and yours.
Thank you, my lord.
Yep.
I'll take my leave.
Yep, he dismisses you, and yeah. Griffins are made ready for your guys' departure. Is there anything you guys want to do in Goldcliff?
Nope.
I don't think we
Maybe.
have anything specific, no.
Too sad for a feast.
Alright. So yeah. The griffins fly you. Goldcliff around. Like this general area. So yeah. Alright, so let me just make the timeline notes before I forget. So, take you 1, 2, and around noon. Okay. Alright, so 2 days of travel by Griffin, and you guys arrive back in Norest. Were there any conversations that you guys wanted to have en route once you left the castle?
I will inform the party.
Yeah. So, forgive me. Politics is not my strong suit, and the history of your family certainly isn't. Would someone please explain to me the significance of what just happened? Valakanth was not related, engaged to your sister, and Blackbriar was also engaged to your sister?
Well, it would appear that Blackbriar grew close to my sister over the course of their military service, and once he was establishing his own house, had hoped to engage her, become engaged to her, um, which could have caused problems considering that she was already engaged, like you said, to the future Marquis. But before any of that could be resolved, she was killed by my uncle.
Why?
Well, it would have been a great embarrassment to him if she defied his wishes and married someone other than who he had set out for her. She was obviously marrying the Marquis is more prestigious than marrying a baron. So there's his family prestige to consider. There's also the relic to consider, which he likely wanted for himself. We've seen that this is a man who is willing to put his own family in deadly danger to save his own skin.
True.
And further his own power. And he definitely thought that Blackbriar was conspiring against him. Perhaps he thought that one day Blackbriar and my sister together would lay claim to his position, and he saw it as nipping trouble in the bud, as it were.
The relative politics of your niece, who is a respected, powerful knight, being married to the lords above you, which would strengthen your house, as opposed to being married to a quote-unquote rival house that is below you, of strengthening that one and not doing much for you, would be like a scale shift. Instead of gaining something for him, he could potentially see it as a rival gaining strength at his expense. In addition to those things, I believe Blackbriar was also implying that your father was in the way of some food schemes that Whitewater wanted to do. So there was, why would he not hesitate as much to do that? Well, it also there's that benefit.
Right.
Gets your father out of the way. You also know that a lot of people kind of preferred your father over him. So, yeah.
Yeah, so
And then there's also the case of like a relic is powerful, and he probably definitely wanted it. But you're probably also, as you think on it a bit, it's one of those like dog chasing a car things. It's like, this is a very powerful thing. I can use it so much. It's like, the fuck is he gonna do with it?
right,
He doesn't have anyone who can use it.
right.
He's not a holy man. He doesn't have any paladins, so he kind of like took this big swing to get this very powerful, prestigious relic, and then just couldn't do anything with it, and just had to sit on it for years.
And then trade it for guns.
And then one thing that Velicamp would probably share that Blackbriar would confess as he was sitting in the cell would be that, in addition to a bunch of other like spy versus spy bullshit, he was keeping tabs on weapon sales in the illicit part of Dranis, and there was one sale that somebody got outbid, and when other people went to put in like more bids to outbid that, Pinch Whistle Imports just said, nope, you can't outbid it, which tipped off Blackbriar that somebody had probably given something incredibly valuable for it, which he drew the conclusion of it's very likely a relic, looked into it, had a very strong feeling it was your uncle's people, and so set about to lay a trap to attain it.
But wait, the zombies?
Yes.
Wait, we've discovered who set up the zombies?
If you want to go and have a conversation with Blackbriar, you certainly can.
So
These are things
Blackbriar
that,
was behind the zombies?
yes. You're
We're all
given
going
like
right
you're
about one
given
thing.
like a letter. If you don't talk to Blackbriar, Velicamp will give you a report of the interrogation,
Yeah.
and that is one thing in there. And Blackbriar specifically says in there, it's like, I sent, I had my aunt made me some zombies off the book so I could try and use them against Whitewater.
I knew it. I knew
And,
the Blackbriars were no
I
good.
did not know that Abel was the one carrying it, and he seemed very guilty about that.
That's, wow. I for sure thought that those had something to do with the rebellion. But boy, was I wrong.
Now we should go look at House Seabreeze.
Well, that would be Blackbriar, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Would you read the report before taking off on the Griffins?
Yes.
Okay. Would you want to have a conversation with Blackbriar before taking off?
Abel probably would. I don't know that I, as a person, have much to say beyond, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah. So in addition to that, because there's none of this stuff is a mystery anymore. Like this plot thread is sort of wrapped up, and Blackbriar's just coming clean because it's the worst thing he did is already out there. So why the hell not? He got his revenge. He's kind of like looking to,
oh man,
his bed is made.
The whole western front of nobility is collapsing before our eyes.
It's really mostly Zemelda Franck at this point. I'm just like, what is going on?
Congrats to Zelda Franck for her promotion.
Oh.
I left her in charge of the Castle Pontem. I feel like that's going to be a more permanent arrangement now.
Let's see, whatever stuff would be in that report. Blackbriar, in addition to knowing that your uncle was doing the various food schemes, was doing his best to try and, like, counteract that by, like, getting displaced workers, like, jobs in his army, which is why he was able to, recruit so much and build up, like, a decent force in the few years that his house was around for. It seems like one of the people who he was helping him with that recruitment was Captain Guar, who kind of pulled a fast one on him and took a lot of his arms and some of his trained troops and snuck him into some refugees and led to the attack, which he did not condone, but he kind of set up. So.
Okay. So then, how did Monty Whitewater know that the attack was coming? Or did he just get lucky?
He and Blackbriar kind of knew that each other knew that they were gunning for each other for a long time. You can't really... Your uncle's dead, so you can't confirm anything from him, and his guards he was a paranoid person but didn't keep them informed. Blackbriar suspects that the reason he was trying to get the guns was he knew that Blackbriar was building up forces and was getting paranoid that Blackbriar was arming the peasantry that was starving in the area, and that they were going to come for him. And so he was trying to get the guns, and when that fell through, he received word from Zemelda Franck that a bunch of angry farmers that were decently armed were, like, in Dranis and were going along the river, and he jumped to the conclusion that they were probably going to come after him, and so he skedaddled. I don't think he knew it was going to be as bad as it was.
I don't think anybody knew. Right, because we established it's Mr. Pandaria rules, so it just happened.
Yeah. So he basically tried to get the guns to protect the house. Couldn't do that. Figured, okay, I'm not going to be here for whenever shit goes down. But I can't tip my hand and, like, get all my family out, because then, if the higher-ups knew that there was shady shit going on between this, like, spy versus spy shit between House Blackbriar and Whitewater, then it would probably end poorly for Whitewater. So he was trying to leave and, like, play it off as, like, all right, it might be attacked and, some people might die, but I'll be safe out here. And then the whole castle got sacked, and he was just like, that wasn't something anybody expected except for Captain Guar.
Okay. That makes sense to me.
So we're heading to Avency now, correct?
We're heading to Norest.
Norest first for permission, and then Avency.
Right.
There is probably one other thing that you would probably want to do before. Well, you might not want to. Blackbriar's sword, which was a minor relic, was confiscated. And Velicanth is holding it. I'm not sure.
Any concept of what what that sword would be?
Per the records, minor relics should just be +1 weapons, basically, of just, like, simple, like, not special effect things. Actually, we're gonna have to go back because I just realized something that would definitely happen. Phelan, you were called for by Lucilia Sungust to meet her in her room.
Do I know that name?
That is the surrogate, that's the elf wizard lady who is part of the House Velicanth.
She might have letters for you. She talked to the wizard people.
Yes. Got it. Cool. Then I will show up.
Alright. Yeah, so she's in her little tower in the castle. She's like, Phelan, I'm looking for a second opinion. This is something I haven't seen much. She has a long sword sheathed in her hand, and she draws, and it's like, What do you think of this? I've never seen a relic quite this, and this one certainly shouldn't be this way. And she draws it, and the blade looks like it is sort of like coated in a frost that sort of smokes as she draws it. And then as she's holding it outside the sheath, it starts to slowly drip with brackish water.
I beg your pardon. Is this Blackbriar's sword or just
It was.
interesting? May I?
You may.
And I will. What is that? An Arcana check?
You can. An Arcana check would tell you that it's magical.
Right.
You would need to identify it, which you don't have.
I don't have.
She assumes that you're a wizard and does not know that the identifier in your group is Galahadron.
Confess I'm not familiar with this. Do we know anything of his, like, where he got it?
This was the blade of Marquis Seabreeze. Its name was recorded as Undertow, but that it was merely a minor relic, and that it should have just been a very well-made sword. And she sort of swings it a bit, and just the sort of mist sprays off of it. You can smell like seawater a bit. Very cold, like melted iceberg seawater.
Interesting. A small secret between you and I. I am not the one who can identify items in our group.
Interesting.
Though it is fascinating to see this. Forgive me, I'm not too familiar with the politics. This was Blackbriar's sword.
Confiscated from him after he admitted to heresy, and given to me to examine. I have already identified it, if you would like to.
I would love to hear of it.
Alright. I put it into your inventory and it is identified. She will be taking it back.
That is fine.
I want to read it.
I have to find my player again. Here we go. Inventory. This relic has been desecrated by Baron Blackbriar's heresy and drips with corruption like freezing brackish water. This longsword adds +1 to attack and damage rolls. When you kill a creature that has a soul with their weapon, their soul is trapped in their body. You may ask the trapped soul one question, which it must answer to the best of its ability, after which the soul is freed. Interesting.
Does it have a new name?
Undertow.
Damn.
Just like the sidekick in Ariel 2.
A few questions, if I may.
Oh, of course.
What will become of this sword? I know that minor relics will not sit in a vault forever.
I believe if House Blackbriar is to be dissolved, considering there's only one member of the house and they are going to almost certainly be executed for heresy, then this would go to the lords who they owe fealty to, so that would be my house. One of the Marquis would need to award this as he sees fit.
And then a second question. Forgive me for being an elf. I don't follow this quite as well.
She is also an elf, so she's a high elf. Yeah.
Being an elf from the forest, I don't follow these names quite as well. Is it overly common for them to for houses to exchange weapons like this?
Oh, it's very uncommon for a house to be dissolved completely. Usually relics stay within the house whenever possible, unless they are lost through combat or other means.
My question is more, how did Blackbriar get
Seabreeze's
sword?
He slew Marquis Seabreeze.
Interesting.
The Seabreeze owned both this sword as well as the shield your friend wields. He was a powerful man, so I hear.
Sometimes I fear that the politics of this world are far above my head.
You'll grow into it.
I both hope so and hope I don't.
And she sort of holds her hands out for the sword again.
Absolutely, I hand it to. I have no need of a sword. I don't think any of us need a +1 longsword.
The only person who would doesn't kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't typically stab.
It specifically says you have to kill someone with a soul, so it's not. Excellent.
Yeah.
That is, yeah. I mean,
Have you seen anything like this before?
like a sword dripping brackish water.
Yes, it's in my years, I've never seen something of this sort. Usually, enchantments are far more subtle, hard to see. They change maybe the physical look of it, but I haven't seen any effects that waft off or above or sort of create additional physical matter. That's something new. And I'm curious how it came to be.
From what I've learned in these travels of mine, it is not impossible for magic to be corrupted if it sits on a weapon or armor or what have you. It can be corrupted through any number of means. Typically, murder, I've found. If I remember correctly, there are a few, though, like I said, a lot of this eludes me, so I keep heavy notes. I would have to go back and remind myself of the various magic items we've seen fighting our way across of what country are we in? Shit.
Osmar.
Bosmar. Fighting our way across Bosmar. But it is not uncommon for magical items to become cursed. Makes the magic considerably more volatile.
You have quite interesting experiences. I've never heard of such a thing. If this is what you are finding in your journeys, my colleagues and I would be most interested in reading your hypothesis in a paper, perhaps.
I beg your pardon, your colleagues.
The other imperial elves and wizards of Aventicuum. We're a small community. We're not necessarily close knit, but we do communicate with each other. There are papers that we publish and have distributed between ourselves and the Arcane Academy and Avency.
He's inviting you to be a part of your wizard.
In that
Science
case, I would
journal.
be more than happy to make my notes less mad ramblings and more cohesive.
Oh, that would be most delightful. Let me know if you need any help with proper formatting and source citing.
I'm sure that I do. Where would I send this? Just back here?
I can assist you, or if you'll ever travel to the Azure Academy, that is where I would eventually send it for publishing elsewhere.
Noted. I will make sure to send it back.
Very good. Yes, well, safe travels. I hope that your trip is pleasant. And less
So do
eventful than
I.
this one. No, she dismisses you. Anyhow. All right, back in the air we go with all this new additional information. How are we? So what sort of
So
conversations are we
warm.
having in the air?
Abel, what's your favorite color?
Yellow.
Interesting.
You didn't
Interesting.
ask me, but mine is green.
It's a great color.
It is so good.
It looks
I grew up
good
around a
on-
lot of it. Okay.
just want to get there.
You guys want to get there? There are no other thoughts or conversations or musings in the 2 days in the air?
No thoughts, head empty.
I did have a thought, because my sister would have then. This puts her death at 4 years ago, which is the furthest back incident of a breach that we've had so far in the current timeline. This would have been
Ooh.
even before, like, Eilina started having visions, or Phelan's powers manifested, I believe, yes?
Yes.
So, whatever happened at least 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry, finish your thing and then I'll do mine.
I was gonna say, if it was actually something that, like, opened the gate. I mean, because it could be that, like, it just is something that always is on, which is we just don't have good records of it. Yes, yeah, so there's a couple of things. It could be it's actually just on all the time, we just didn't know. It could be there was an inciting incident, in which case it must be at least 4 years ago, based on what we're seeing. And then the other possibility is it's Pacific Rim rules, where, like, the incidents are becoming more and more likely over time.
The incidents of creating these portals?
Yeah, creating these corrupted weapons in the portals. So, that's a good question too, because all the other, so we now have 4 corrupted items, 2 of which we know are associated with portals of some kind, like cracks in reality. So,
did he create one?
Did he create one? And if so, what happened to it?
So what side does Blackbriar's
family,
like, land run against the Whitewater?
The coast. They do not have neighboring lands. The Castle Blackbriar was on the coast south of Dranis.
And where was the carriage with Isabella found?
That would have happened before he officially took up residence in the castle. That was in occupied Colmar, and what you guys now know, it was to and from basically the war camp that Blackbriar was keeping. Nearer to the front lines.
Will you pull up the big map, or the smaller map for me?
Yep. So she was killed more. So Pontem is here. She was found dead more in like this general area.
So not near.
No, in occupied Colmar, like around, like on a road.
Okay, never mind then.
While we're discussing cursed items and all of that, he would relay that she asked about cursed items, and in character, I guess, I alluded that I knew of cursed items, though not that we had seen them personally and carried a few.
We're kind of collecting them at this point.
How do we feel about me reporting that to them?
I mean, frankly speaking, if she wants this stupid spear, she can have it. I don't want it.
I definitely feel like we should get an expert opinion on them.
I would be happy to write something up and send it back to them.
I think that's a good idea. I think you should do that.
Absolutely.
Are we there yet?
I will
Also,
turn these griffins
I'm realizing
around.
now, Vagabond, that I told you to write me what the letters you were sending were, and you never actually did that. So
No, correction. What you said was, if you want to write them, go ahead.
yes, but I don't know what they said, and I don't know who you sent them to.
There's a gnat in my room, and I'm gonna cry.
That's my savior.
And who are you sending that letter to?
The letter I sent originally was detailing, not in so many words, but what had happened in my vision, and also what had happened in a report on what had happened in Pontem.
Okay, and that was going to
Her Highness.
to the princess. All right, cool. That was the only one.
And then I wrote another letter. Do I remember who I went to? No.
All right.
Oh, to the archbishops.
Okay, and just basically letting them know as well.
Same thing.
Okay,
Yep.
so the princess and the archbishops have all been informed of the good. Did you omit any details?
To them?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Because we
Good,
told
good,
them basically everything.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure I'm on the right page, right? So they are fully informed before you get to Norest.
Well,
Okay.
they haven't heard about what happened to the castle.
Well,
yet.
halfway informed. As informed as they could possibly be. All right. So you guys fly. Get all these.
I mean, because, like, the second I'm there, like, the second we touch down, I am beelining for the castle.
Okay. Yeah, you would touch down. There is in the sort of military barracks for the city. There's a small area that they use for griffins from Goldcliff and such. They touch down. They take them off your hands. They, feed them and prepare to send them back and such. Yeah, and you are back in the city of Norest.
I'm gonna leave the barracks as quickly as possible in case I run into someone I know.
All right.
This is like the
one-
main city, right?
One
This is
very
the capital.
particular person.
This is the capital.
I will accompany. Are you going back to the castle? No, she's at the
Yeah.
church, isn't she?
Yeah, she's going to the. I believe she
Well,
said.
the lady you're talking about is at the church.
Yeah.
Serena is at the church. As far as you know, she's the assistant to the archbishop. So okay, so as we land, who's going where and who's in what groups?
I'll go with Alina.
All right, to the palace.
I mean,
Right.
I also need to roll up to the church anyways. So,
All right, which one are we going to first?
the castle.
Okay. Who else is going with her?
I should probably
Balin.
also go. Abel.
Okay. Should I just assume everybody's going?
Yeah, why not?
We're going party deep.
Galahadrin, Meryl?
Yes, the party sticks together.
Might as well.
Okay. All right. So you guys head to the palace. The princess greets you, or is you were shown to the princess who greets you in like a meeting room. She's like, "Oh my Alina, you're back so quickly. I only just now got your letter this morning. What is is there something urgent? Did something else come up?"
Your Highness, a lot has happened in the last day, or the last 3 days? Many days. Ooh. Sorry, I've been traveling for 2 days. My apologies. A lot of things have happened, and I come to beg for a favor.
Yes. What can I do for you?
I'm going to fill her in on everything we just learned.
Oh my.
Um,
That's Abel, I am so sorry to hear of that. She calls for like she gets like tea and refreshments and is like, oh, this is going to be a longer meeting than just a quick chat. So yeah, she's like, well, that is believe I will need to inform my brother of that, as the Velikanth is one of his vassals, as are Whitewater and Blackbriar down the line. Not vassals, allies. Would be rude. Would you mind if I called him in, or is this conversation something you would just like to have with me?
Well, Johannes, I am yours to do with what you will, so...
I'll write him a letter informing him afterwards. He might call on you for questions. You do serve me directly, but for reasonable requests from the rest of the royal house. Would please assist in those if my brother does call for you.
Absolutely.
Well, that is all troubling. Wish that it was completely resolved, but it feels like there's still some loose threads. What favor did you wish to ask of me with that all in mind?
I cannot, within the bounds of my oath, and oaths yet to be taken, I cannot step foot outside of this country without your permission.
This is true.
And I did not see it fit to immediately, she laughs, go against your wishes. So new into our oath. But I came here to ask you if it would be alright if I traveled to Avency.
To Avency?
There are many threads to the mysteries, the mysteries known and mysteries we are just now discovering, that have a tether in Avency.
So I assume other people are helping you with this.
Yes.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage, because people are helping you. This is a rather high DC. This is DC 20.
Nope.
Alina, Avency is a delicate city. I cannot just give you leave to go to Avency when you have sworn yourself to be one of my knights. That would be far too official an act to send you to the Regency.
Then, my lady, I beg you to allow me to go not as one of your knights. Give me leave to go as Alina from the duchies.
Do you think you would be back by Rithmus's day?
When is Rithmus's day?
The
So it's the
45th
end of
of
this
this month.
month, and it's the 13th. It takes from the Gold Coast Crest, wherever. It takes a week to get there, and a week back. So that's 2 weeks.
From Pontem, it would take a week and a week.
How long would it take from here?
Would be 8 to go down the river, and then 5 to go down the coast, so 13.
Which would leave us 6 days in Avency.
It'd be
And
enough.
that's cutting it close. You mean back here by Rithmus Day, correct?
With time to spare, I was planning on, once you returned, going through the official motions of having you take the oath-taking ceremony and accepting all of your companions as your retainers in my service, and that is traditionally done on a holiday such as Rithmus's Day, where you would be taking the oaths to myself as well as the Trinity. Since you have not made your oaths publicly, although I believe you have been introducing yourself under my name, which makes it tricky. If you had not been doing that, and we could, to the world, you were just a private citizen, then you could go to Avency and return before elves are taken. This is... Why do you wish to do this, Alina? This is very complicated. What do you wish to find or to learn in Avency? Is it just to find Abel's sister?
No, there's a relic that I need to find in Avency. There is... To
What
my
do you mean
journal.
by find? The Regent Lord holds many relics that he has been unwilling to part with, as per his words, he is holding for King Owen's return.
Aren't we all?
I don't want to raise an eyebrow at my sovereign, but I also kind of want to raise an eyebrow at my sovereign.
Yeah, no,
Um,
she after she says it, she's just like, okay. Are you going to try and convince the Regent Lord that you are a Knight Eternal and that you are there to take one of his relics on behalf of King Owen? What is the plan here, Alina?
There was that. Then there is also the matter of a man that I'm hunting down. And
Would you have
his
told her
last...
about him?
Did I tell her about him?
She knows that DeLuca is dead. I don't think you told her about the letter that you received from a dead man.
Listen, I really need her to say yes, so unless someone stops me...
I mean, is there a hurry to get to Avency? If the problem is getting there and back before your oaths, and like, what would happen if we waited until after your oath ceremony?
Then I can't go because I'm an official knight.
There's also the issue of, if you do go and get there before the ceremony and like all that timing works out, while you're traveling, you cannot say that you are with the royal family.
That is true.
And none of you guys are nobles anymore.
Yeah. So maybe the church could help us? The bishops? Like, we should talk to the archbishops as well.
If you're set on doing that, if you wish to take your time, come back before Rithmus's day and to prepare for the ceremony, then before you have taken your full oath, if you wish to act on your own accord, you are certainly free to. I don't know what you wish to gain from... Avency is a dangerous place.
Really? Oh, I'm not here.
Yes,
No,
you
you're
are.
there. You're there. Yeah, she looks... It is, in addition to the undead that they keep just barely controlled, that make up most of the population of the city, is filled with the winners from the duchies, if you would. Those who, in the constant wars back and forth, the Regent Lord has plucked from the contention and brought into his fold, and it's what he has cultivated. He is not a safe... It's complicated, Alina. I know that you're from the duchies. I know that you probably understand more than I do, but I just want to make sure that your companions are aware that this is not a quick trip to just go to Avency.
I am prepared, but I also understand if my friends, my retinue, are more hesitant.
It's also going into Avency with a relic when you cannot use my family's name for protection of said relic.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know how well that would go when the Regent Lord has been collecting those.
I wonder
There-
if there's a way for us to get the information out of Avency without us going there.
I would say that is very much a fertile ground for brainstorming. Regardless, you do not need my permission for that. While the ceremony does take place on Rithmus's day, we would need a few days to prepare for that, to do this ceremony completely. You would have oaths and ceremony to memorize. I would prefer if you were back by the beginning of that week, which would be the 41st. We can cut it shorter if necessary.
Let's brainstorm ways that we could potentially get information out of Avency without us going there.
But there's also an item that I want out of Avency.
I mean, maybe if you poke the right buttons, it could come to us.
Maybe.
I could try writing to my sister.
I mean, frankly, I could try just writing to the Regent Lord of Avency.
Yeah, I do actually have a contact actually in my backstory. Rebecca Trigganwell, who is another noblewoman from the duchies, who was at Norrest Academy with me and helped me in my work. And she is currently working as an envoy for the Regency in Norrest.
Yes, yes, she is. That might be one way to reach out without having to go to Avency directly.
But I want to see. This is out of character. I just want to see some new stuff. I want to see it.
Danger and adventure.
Maybe there's some danger and
Osmar,
adventure we could find closer.
Well,
to
I'm
We can
sorry
find
that
it here.
Oxmar is boring.
Did the princess have any tasks in mind for her knight to accomplish?
That was what I wished to discuss to you leading up to the ceremony as well. For once you are an official knight, none of them would take you to Avency, otherwise I would have preferred. It's honestly, I had wished to send you to Lothram, or to accompany me to Lothram.
Can you pull out the big map?
Should we have that conversation now, or are you sort of busy with this Avency stuff?
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, that conversation's going to need to happen regardless.
It will, but I don't want to impose. I don't know why you're in such a hurry to go to Avency. I don't fully understand, and I don't want to impose upon you when you have not yet taken your oaths, and you have obviously been through a traumatic experience with these. I've never heard of demons south of the Wrathwastes. Like, that was what I was expecting you to come in here in a panic about. Just
You know about the demons?
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys knew that they knew.
Oh.
I think the events are happening more quickly as time progresses. I don't know if it's more quickly or now that we're aware of it, we see it. We're unsure on that front.
Is there anywhere that we might find more information close by.
On what?
Well, on the demons first of all, and the Knights Eternal, potentially.
Uh,
The these holes in reality.
That's why that's part of the reason why I
yes.
wanted to go to
What
Aventicuum.
was that about? A hole in. I didn't fully understand what that was describing.
So like, there was a wall, right?
Yes.
And there was a hole in it.
Okay.
A
Right.
temporal hole between our world and somewhere else.
It was like
What do you mean somewhere else?
a gateway. Do we have gateways?
It was
Is
like
that-
a doorway,
is that
but
it?
instead of stepping from one room
Somewhere
into
out
another,
other than Avency?
It certainly
somewhere
appeared that way.
She seems.
Is there any
She's having trouble wrapping her mind around it.
is there any precedent within our cultural context for like the idea of a gateway, like a portal, like a Stargate, kind of deal?
Go ahead and make a religion or a history check.
I'm pretty sure those are the same.
can I?
I need to learn me
No.
some religion. Nope.
Hold on.
Yeah, Phelan, you can try and make.
I was
one
about to
as
say.
well. So Abel and Alina, you've never heard of it. Phelan, you have never heard of it in Aventicuum culture. From Elvish culture, there is a concept of spirits existing in a world alongside the physical realm. But that's like about it. This is like that 23 is like you vaguely remember some stories about that from a culture that is, slowly dying. And it doesn't, it's not even a good fit. Like there's no talk of like doors or portals or anything. It's just like, yeah, there's probably another, world laid over the top of the, animism and stuff like that. But of the concept of like a portal or a door anywhere, maybe in like poems talking about like, a stairway to heaven or something like that, but not really any Stargate or like fairy portals or anything like that. The world doesn't really have that as a
That's a good question. Does Galahadron have any cultural context for this kind of thing?
Oh, shit tons.
Oh yes, he
Who is here?
Yes.
Yeah, portals over. There's loads of different planes as far as Galahadron's aware. Galahadron, go ahead and just roll a history and religion check, just because you probably would have been prompted for some while you were gone, and this would be a decent time to redo them.
You want me to
Right.
roll for you?
Yes.
History. Ooh, nat 20. And religion. Nat 1.
Okay, so
Wow.
Galahadron,
It comes and it goes.
you need to tell me why you suddenly had a burst of memory. What prompted this sudden return of memory that's going to give a whole bunch more context to things? Like, what is happening in this room that sort of triggers this?
Galahadron has suddenly started paying attention.
All right. You
He was
have.
thinking about sword fights.
He was the whole time. He's just been thinking about sword fights. Okay. Galahadron, you have actually. You know what the change is? You were having at some point a conversation with what is your mount's name?
We will call him Rosin for now.
Rosin. Okay, you were having a conversation with Rosin, and you mentioned on this stuff, and you were talking. He's like, "Oh yeah, there's demons here." So, Galahadron, there's demons. We must leave immediately. We can't stay here. And we can actually just roleplay this conversation of just like we need to. I came here. I was hurt so badly. I think I'm good now. Although I don't want to stay material in this place for too long. I'd rather just be with your essence rather than in Aventicuum. This place is icky. But yeah, there's demons here. We must leave immediately.
Well, we're going to leave, but not through the demon hole.
No, but how did you get here?
I crossed a large tree and through the summer sea.
I have no idea where that is.
I'm not really sure either. I just sort of go.
No, but we
It
we
doesn't
can't.
matter. It doesn't matter where, how we got here. Only that we're here now, and we've got to fight demons.
It's your mother would never approve of you fighting demons. And as you're having this conversation, like he's saying demons, and I think what the difference is that you're speaking to him in Elvish, and he's using words that are like, oh, that's an Elvish word for demon if that's the common word, and that's where your brain fires. There we go. I was looking for why. Galahadron, you recall a time back in the summer court. It was a very boring day, very boring ceremonial day. You're sitting at your mother's side, you're doing some courtly affairs and such. You don't recall what, it wasn't interesting. But in the middle of this sort of dull ceremony and routine, a soldier breaks decorum and comes into the room looking mildly out of breath, which is disturbing for a knight of, or a soldier of the summer court. It's like, my Queen Titania, I have urgent news. And she sort of looks at him as like, it better be, yeah, give it. He's like, there's a 3 hosts of demons are on the move. And the rest of the court, who had been just like chattering, like, what does this guy think he's doing? They all go dead silent. And your mother stands up. She's like, which calamities are moving? He's like, that which does not end, that which cannot be contained, and that which consumes all. Murmurings, gasps, just terror just ripples through the room. Are they coming close to the Fey realms? It's like, no, they should be passing us by, but a small host from that which consumes all is making its way towards towards the Autumn Court. She sort of looks at him and is like, prepare the knights immediately. We will ask for nothing in return. Send a force to their defense. We cannot let any of those demons find purchase in the Fey realms. In this we are united. One of the few times you have ever seen your mother act without tit for tat, completely magnanimously, of just like, this is a threat. It doesn't matter that the Fall Court are our enemies. We are banding together to fight against that.
Oh,
And
do I get to go and slay demons too?
you are not allowed anywhere near the Fall Court as long as there are demons around. I cannot risk having you lost to me, my child.
What is the point of sword training if you never get to swing it at something?
Against things other than demons, we will find you ways to practice, but not against them.
Checkmate. Past Titania. I have fought a demon.
And now, roll forward to now. You have that recollection.
Galahadron being a mama's boy makes a lot more sense. Explains
Yeah.
a lot.
I mean, she's pretty cool in some regards. But yeah. So yeah, portals. I know a lot about portals. Calamities. There's 3 demons. Goodness, if we had the court note taker here.
I just posted it.
Oh, well, I meant that if we had the court note taker. Was a Quickling show up with that? What? Okay.
It's probably a tree. I don't know.
Uh,
Slowly grows the notes on leaves. I don't know. It's
well,
weird
that's
Fey shit.
ingenious.
Yeah.
Yes. And it can scream them if you touch the leaves. Wonderful. Yes, lots of demons. Such a problem. They move around like armies. I don't know if this is actionable information, though.
This was also, as far as your concept of time goes, a long time ago. Like, this was probably when you were first starting to train with a sword. Like, this was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Which could easily mean when King Owen was first here. Wouldn't, yeah. Or sometime before
Yesterday.
then.
Not
Yeah,
yesterday.
could be
Definitely not.
yesterday.
We could rule out yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
Probably 99% chance we can rule out yesterday for that conversation. Hmm. Yeah,
You guys
so
chewing on that?
yeah, well, Galahadrian tells them that, but I'm not really sure that that information really helps us fight the demons. Even if we know that they're coming through portals, and there's a lot of them, doesn't really change the problem, because it's not like we learned their weakness.
But we did learn a name, which is important, because from all of my visions and all of the demons that we've run into so far have talked about hunger, which leads me to believe that this is part of the contingent of that which consumes all.
So I also will note, the names that Galahadrian knows are the Elvish names. It could be different language sort of convention thing. Also, are you sharing this with the princess as well? Or are you waiting till after you leave?
No, I've shared with the princess. I don't see a reason not to.
None of those names are familiar to me. I believe our reports from the few hobgoblins that we have captured say that they follow a demon called the Ruiner.
The Ruiner? Oh. Oh my, the princess, there might be more than one demon here, then.
That is disturbing.
Very problematic.
Although, she sort of looks around again, is just like, thinks about whether she should tell you guys, and it's just like Alina and all that weird shit. You know, she probably shouldn't keep anything. She's like, before the Wrathwastes were corrupted, and the demons started aiding the hobgoblins and attacking the northern lands, my family had some knowledge passed down from one of our ancestors that mentioned the word demons, but did not name the Ruiner. Instead, they called it the Devourer.
Hey, I know that name.
So it might be one demon.
It might be more? You
Oh.
named 3.
These things seem to be separate, yet all part of the same organism, like an ant colony or something.
Yeah.
Galahadrian, would there be, because you got a 20, would there be any questions that you would have asked your mother when this came up?
Probably how to kill demons. The strategies. What swords are they swinging?
They do not swing swords, my child, and depending upon which ones you fight, you don't want to swing a sword at them either. They can only be killed by very powerful weapons or very powerful magic. They are not to be trifled with. And one of them alone, and the host it leads, is a calamity upon a world. 2 of them is disastrous. 3 is usually the end of everything that existed in that place. But we cannot let even a fraction of one host into the Fey realm. They would destroy far too much. And we would not be spared if any of the other courts fell.
But do they have a weakness?
She sort of looks and is like, None that we have found. The best way to keep safe from them is to divert their attention elsewhere.
You divert their attention elsewhere.
I believe that is enough questions for today, my son. Go and
Had-
practice with your
Mom, I had a nat 20.
sword.
That's such a good quote.
So yes, go and play.
I can't believe this. I'm gonna go party.
Go make an insight check.
Alright, I will make an insight check right now. Right now.
She said, right?
Jesus.
This is the first time that you think your mother just doesn't have an answer for you.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so troubling. More than demons.
Like you realize now that for the first time, this, of all the things and all the things since, this is the only time in your memory, and this is why it sticks out at you. Dealing with demons is the only time your mother you've seen anything resembling fear or uncertainty in her actions.
Wow. So it's real bad. Oh no, there's 3 of them and it's bad. We're gonna have to figure out how to make shotguns their weakness.
There is, to honor both your 20s, she asked which ones. They named 3. There is an implication there are more.
Oh. Oh
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I incited that. There's a lot actually. Oh no.
And then all right. So those are the names you have in Elvish, and here are the ones you have in common. So those are the names you have.
I will say I'm fading pretty fast. I don't know. how much more-
We're calling it
Yeah.
soon. Yeah.
Didn't we have? So okay, hang on, because with the Karikian heresy, the thing was, he said the world is a prison.
Mhm.
Didn't he say something about escaping containment? I feel like, or it was in the book. Let me trying to check my notes, or the documents we've gotten.
Oh no, what if the world is the prison?
Journal of
This
Father
is where they
Brooke.
were the whole time.
Can I find? Yes. Everything at the very end. It will give us back everything that was taken, that we've been deprived. The gods are a prison, and we will not be contained.
Man, if you didn't already have a point of inspiration, I'd give you another one.
Okay.
Actually, pick a party member to give inspiration to.
Galahadrian. I think he deserves it.
Right.
Hey, I'll put it on the sheet.
Okay.
Nepotism.
Yes.
Well, when you get a boyfriend, you can give them inspiration.
Alright, I'll be
Yeah,
right
you
back.
twink.
I mean, it was Galahadrian's nat 20s that did it, right?
It's true.
So,
Yep.
Okay. So these things we've been running into are related. Now,
I love making players whimper.
it could be a coincidence, because like 3 and 3 symmetrical, but like we have 3 gods and 3 demon hosts. Do we think there's a connection
3
there?
gods.
So to be clear on the memory, there were 3 demon hosts at that time.
Right.
That memory is not connected in any way, shape, or form to Aventicuum.
Okay. But we think that we're dealing with at least 2 of these 3 here, right? Because we think that the devourer is that which consumes all, and
Yep,
then that would be the implication. And then whatever is behind the Karikian heresy would be that which cannot be contained. And then,
Reasonable assumption.
so the question is, does the ruiner refer to that which does not end, or that which cannot be contained? I don't think we
Probably
can make
not
a
to be
guess.
contained. Oh, I can guess. Not to
Well.
be contained. Ruin is an end.
Okay. Ruin versus creation,
Well,
destruction.
yeah, I was going by the gods. Because if we have, I know there's more hosts, but the 3 mentioned so far have nearly direct, like, opposites to the Trinity.
So we've got the maker and the consumer.
Creation versus ruin. And then Rhythmus is all about order, dude. And what is...
You just named the same god twice.
Yes,
Yeah.
In the
sorry,
first.
creation, and then...
So we've got maker and consumer. We've got inevitable and no ending.
Yes.
So then that would put Carrick with cannot be contained, which fits with him corrupting the priest of Rhythmus, or not of Carrick.
Yes.
So, like, either different aspects or they are directly opposed to each other. Yeah, I feel like there's some thematic mirroring happening here. I'm not sure if it's meant to be that they're like the gods are the demons, or if the gods and the demons are like diametrically opposed.
I will give that a hearty, interesting, and I...
Stop it.
Alright, you calling it there?
Oh, that's on you guys, if you guys
Okay.
are done
I
with
mean,
that.
I'm down to continue. I've got a little more juice in
I
me,
think
but
people
Al
are-
is fading.
I think people are sleepy and you wanted to do your country, right?
Yes.
So, okay.
But I want to know the mystery, and I want to go to Avenzi. That's what I want.
I will say that Vagabond put Rune versus Creation, but Abel put Devour versus Creation.
I think ruin versus creation works better, huh?
Well, but
Yeah.
the Ruiner is a different.
The Ruiner is
Name.
the one that the prince.
We're gonna need to make a chart.
Yeah.
This
So
calls for a spreadsheet.
there are 3 Elvish names and 2 common names.
Yeah, so
Nope.
we're missing one of the common names.
The common names are for separate demons. I am just telling you that. I am not going to play bullshit of give in the same language when I'm already doing like 2 language things. Those are unique names. I don't want to make this too complicated.
So this is naming 5 different demons.
This is naming put from 3 to 5 different demons.
Okay.
At minimum 3, at most 5.
Okay.
I think
get
it's
what you're
solid
saying.
4.
Yeah. I think. Well, I guess the question is, what are we gonna do in the next session?
Mhm.
So left.
We go to
Well, we
Avenzi.
gotta talk to your contact.
What? Is that
Head
not
off
what
to
we're doing?
Aventi.
That's what we're doing. I'm just saying YOLO. Bro, I'm dying for some fight scenes. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
Gods, demons,
I
kill
feel
them
that.
all. Whatever. We got plot armor, baby. No, we don't. No, we don't. If we
No,
die,
you
we die.
don't.
I don't even have noble armor anymore. I'm just me
Yeah.
Listen.
in my
Welcome to
greatcoat.
our world.
You're just able enough.
Yeah.
Wait. No, that's, that actually works. It's not dumb enough.
Yeah.
So you need to reach out to your contact to get a hold of the Regency.
Yeah. And then I know I have some crafting I want to do if we have
We got-
downtime. Because
talk
we
to
got
the
all that
bishops.
reagents. Talk to the bishops.
Man,
If you're on a ship and you have an alchemy kit, you should be able to craft.
Yeah.
Mara was like doubting your dedication to your pack right now.
Me?
Well, we can have those conversations during the trip. Inter-party drama. Let's do it.
Ooh.
Alright, well, we're at least having those 2 conversations. That should be enough.
Okay.
Okay.
We can talk later.
Yep. I'm stopping the recording.